birthday. And for the senior class, we have speaking from his heart, none other than Chris Ross.
Before we start, let's do a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this morning. Thank you for bringing us safely. I ask that you bless us to keep us safe. Help me to relay a message that is up to your will and not just mine. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so before I was asked to do this, and I just really didn't want to. I really didn't have a thing for talking in front of people. But I was asked, and since no one else would do it, I took up the job. So, I'm going to be talking about Job. Before I start talking about Job, the theme for this week of prayer is not to give up and that we're almost there. And yesterday was a track meet. And we did fairly well, so you guys can clap up for the track meet. And the thing that caught my eye was that there was a race. And while they were racing, yes, I know, obvious, right? While they were racing, there was this one kid, and he was running, and he was doing pretty good for a while, until everybody lapped him. And he at least got lapped twice. Now, me, if I got lapped one time, that's the time that you have to just make up for. But if you get lapped twice, there's no way in the world that you're catching up to anybody. Now, me personally, I would have quit. I would have walked off the track and I would have just sat down. But he kept running. And he kept running until he was actually finished. So, I just want to put that in perspective. Well, a man called Job, who lived in a country called Uz. This man was good and honest. Job respected God, and Job refused to do evil things. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels, 500 pairs of oxen, 500 donkeys, and even small horses, and he had many servants. Satan was cruel to Job. Job did not release that Satan caused his troubles. And even though through all Job's troubles, and after he got in a whole lot of trouble, he accused God. Well, he didn't really accuse God of his troubles. He had no idea who was causing all this pain and suffering to him. But see, Job had one thing that we all should have. He had courage that God was going to pull through for him. Even though through his story it seemed like he wanted to give up, he didn't. And the fact that at some point he wanted to die because it was just so troublesome, just as our lives get as we go through school, whatever we do throughout the day, and sometimes our friends. Well, Job had 3 friends, and at that, his 3 friends left him. Now, I have friends and I have best friends, but the only 3 friends that he had who he thought was his best friends, they came from where they were just to see how he was doing. But even through that, they still left him. And after they left him, and after they turned on him, only one stayed. And even his wife turned on him. Job's wife told Job, "You cannot continue being a good man now. Insult God, then you will die." Job told her, "Your words are foolish words. God gives good things to us, so we must expect to suffer some evil things." Although Job's troubles were great, Job's words were not evil. Now, Job was a rich man. He had plenty of things. He had all these sons and daughters. He had 7,000 sheep. And God allowed these things to happen to him. Now, me personally, if I was rich and God just took everything away from me, my sons, my daughters, my sheep, my camel, well, in my perspective, my house, my PlayStation 3, my phone, my brothers and my sisters, I would be pretty dreadful and I would be upset. But now, Job, at that point, when he lost all his family and all his possessions, the only thing he said was, "God giveth and God taketh away." Now, if God giveth, why would he take away our blessings? and that's what got me to thinking about it, that God didn't take it away personally. God allowed Satan to intervene in his plans just for a second so he could see if Job was faithful enough to stay with him. Now, when a man has many troubles, his friends should support him. They should even help a man who does not respect God. They were like his brothers. When ice and snow were to melt, these streams are full. But when the weather is dry, the streams are empty. Now, some friends hang around because your pockets are full of money or you're just a good person to be around. But when trouble comes, they're gone. Now, see, when Job's troubles were all over, Job prayed for his friends. God made Job successful again, even through all his troubles. God gave Job a double portion of what he had already had before his troubles had occurred. And many people visited Job. These people included Job's brothers and sisters. All his former friends came too. They ate with Job, they sympathized with Job, and they comforted him about his troubles, which God brought about. Each person gave Job some money and a gold ring. God was kind to Job for the rest of his life. Job was even more successful than before. He had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 pairs of oxen, and 1,000 pairs of donkeys. Job also had 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job named his daughters Jeremiah, Keziah, and Karen. Job's daughters were the most beautiful women in the entire country. Now, after losing 7 sons and 3 daughters before this had happened, God had blessed him in a double portion. Now, what we have to realize is there's only one option if we give up, and that option is we lose. Now, if we don't give up, there are several options. There's an option of we could possibly win, or if we fall, we can also get back up. And I'm pretty sure our friends will be there to help us on the way. And that's what I wanted to talk about today.